Hey guys, welcome back to another episode in our Elden Ring walkthrough. I believe this is episode 78. We're going to go ahead and use the secret medallion now. And we're going to go to the secret path to the Haligtree, which is a small, it's not really a legacy dungeon. It's got a catacombs in it that we're gonna do. So I guess technically it's a catacombs. We can call it that. And then we got the Consecrated Snowfields after that. We'll get a couple of episodes of that done today. By a couple, I mean literally two. And then let's check our map. What do we got? So we're heading path to the Haligtree. So we got the Consecrated Snowfields here, right? So that's going to take us like 3 episodes. Then we have the Lord of Blood's Manor here. I keep forgetting that, but we have the Lord of Blood's Manor here. That's 1 episode. All right, so that's 4 episodes left. Then we have the Haligtree. Safely, that can be... We'll overestimate 4 episodes. Right, so we're at 8 episodes. Crumbling Fair Missoula, 4 episodes. So we're at 12. The Ashen Capital, 1 episode. 13 episodes. And that also includes the endings. So we got 13 episodes left to go. We're going to have at least 1 episode of post-game cleanup. So we're going to farm up a bunch of runes with the Sacred Sword. And we're going to go by all the vendors and pick up all their loot. And we're going to do one last, before we even activate the Ashen Capital, before we kill Malakath and do all that, we're going to go and have another cleanup episode just to make sure that we got everything. Before I record that episode, I'm going to go through and see if there's anything that I missed, anything at all, because, you know, you can miss stuff if it's not like right in your path. And you know, most of my playthroughs, a majority of my playthroughs have been on Journey 2 or above. So most of the paths that I have gotten adjusted to taking, do not include some pieces of loot because I don't need to get them a second time. Right. So that can cause problems when doing a new game. So, you know, we had about 8 or 9 pieces of loot that we missed, and we did 1 cleanup episode and we went and got those. And then, so right before the end of the game, we'll do 1 more cleanup episode if we have anything. If not, we'll just go right to post-game cleanup, and we'll go by and pick up all the stuff from all the merchants, and then we'll get into the DLC. So we got about, I would say, 14 more episodes until we get into the DLC. So we're doing pretty good. And it could be faster depending on how many times I die. It could be slower depending on how many times I die. But so far, like I said, maybe 1 or 2 bosses have required us to do more than 1 attempt. But so far it's 1 attempt per boss, and we're just ripping through bosses, right? So we are on a roll. We are unstoppable. So we got these guys, they're annoying. Charged heavy attack. That should put them vulnerable. and hit their weak spot. They can glitch out sometimes and fight you in a place where you can't get their weak spot, and that kind of sucks. But just do your best. We've fought octopi before, and you know how to beat them. At this point in the game, I shouldn't have to hold your hand on how to do every encounter. Right? We're in the end game, right? You should know by now how to use your character, how to use your skills. You shouldn't need to be explained how to do every encounter. Now there are some of those vulgar militia guys in the back here, so you do have to kind of be careful. Because they will mess you up. Like I'm getting messed up right now. And these guys are hard to hit. They're fast, they move around. They are annoying. Alright. We're gonna come up here. Grab ourselves a grace, but we're not gonna rest at the grace. And we want our rainbow stones back. Now, I'm confident in my abilities to do this. I don't need rainbow stones, but if you need rainbow stones, go drop one here. All right. And the reason why I say that I don't need one here is because this one is really easy. You just run straight at this door. Okay. And then you just run straight at that door. I'm not going there yet. Open up this false wall. And we're gonna get our silver scarab. So if you want to farm gear, if you really want to look like a soldier of Godric or Godric Knight or something, you know, you got your silver scarab now. You can do that. You don't need to drop rainbow stones, but if it makes you feel safer, just go ahead and drop them. But you're just running from one open doorway to the next open doorway. All right, once you get in here, there's a bunch of vulgar militia dudes in here. Small space. They got their bleed weapon art on their shoulders and their claws. They can really mess you up if you give them a chance. So do what you can to take them out quickly. So that doesn't happen. Grab your sacramental bud. Then we're going to go back outside. Now this one can mess you up a little bit because there's a height change. So, you know, still if you feel like you need to drop your stones, you know, go for it. You know, it can mess you up just fighting on nothing. There's going to be an ambush in here. He's a little bit slow on the uptake, but there he is. All right, from here, you're just going to roll off the side. And that heavy breathing you heard, it wasn't me, it was this guy. All right, there's another octopus there. We'll just shoot through the window, and that should drop him down. But we've got some vulgar militia guys down here as well. So we don't want to fight that octopus and the vulgar militia guys. We're just going to use our bow. If you got spells, feel free to use your spells. I don't have spells, so I have to use a bow. There's one more. All right. You know, we're gonna buff this just because. Heal up. The plunging attack here. Now he's down. And that was a lot of work for a whole lot of nothing, you say. Well, that's our principle, right? Stress-free. As stress-free as possible, right? Some fights are just going to be stressful. There's a lot going on. There's not a lot that I can do to minimize that other than prepare you with some strategies. That's about the best that I'd be able to do in some cases. Elden Beast, for example. PCR, for example. Those are stressful fights. There's not a lot that I can do about them being stressful. It's just the way that they are. With Elden Beast, there's a couple of strategies that we can go over. Black Flame works really well. Black Flame Tornado especially. So we can talk about that when we get there. But mostly for the rest of the bosses, it's just going to be you smack the boss until it dies. There's not a whole lot of going on in there. So this is another Mimic fight. We already have our Mimic. So all we're going to do, we're not going to cheese it, take off our weapons, nothing like that. We don't need to. Excuse me, we don't need to. I'm just going to pop out our own Mimic. And then we'll go ahead and fight it. Super easy. By this point in the game, that doesn't really matter. All right, grab our death root. We should have a couple of these by now. We should have like 2. Yeah, we got 2. We'll need to go turn those in. All right, so from here, we're just gonna go back out the boss room. We're gonna hang a left. We're gonna go to the right, walk up these stairs, take this elevator up. There's no secret room below or anything like that. We don't need to worry about that. Once we get to the top, we're We're going to grab our loot here. Beldrake Talisman +2. We're going to go out the window. And you don't need to rest here at this grace, but that's the grace that we got before. And welcome to the Consecrated Snowfields. This is going to be half of your experience here. Okay? It's just going to be this. It sucks. We're going to be wandering around lost in the snow. There's a few pieces of loot that we're gonna look for, that we're gonna get. We're gonna grab this. So we're gonna grab our map. That's there. On our way to the map, somewhere kind of here, there's going to be a cookbook, and we're going to want to grab that. And there should be somewhere in this area here, there's going to be some loot, and we're going to grab that. It's going to be really difficult when you can't see, and also when you don't have a map. But we're going to do our best. Right here, there's our cookbook. So that was that. So now we're going to go towards marker 3. Should be right here. Golden Rune 11. And take marker 3 off. Now we're just going to head towards marker 1. We got these lightning dudes. Another set of lightning dudes. Also, there's a caravan. So if we're able to get the caravan, we will. We're going to grab this loot here. Well, not a loot. It's our grace. We'll grab our grace. And now the fog is clearing up. Get our map fragment. Okay. So over here by these wolves, there's an invisible beetle that they're guarding. So we're going to go ahead and get that beetle. There we go. White Shadow's Lure. Now, We're going to come in here into the riverbed. And in the riverbed, we should get invaded. If we've done the other 2 of her invasions, Anastasia should invade us here. Alright, so there we go. She's going to invade us. Behind us. And we get a somber smithing 10. And now we have some bullshit to do. So right up over here, there's a mausoleum. Here is a church. We're going there. But that mausoleum shoots out magic nonsense all over the place. It just vomits it out everywhere. Like when you were younger and you would go to the club and you would wake up the next morning and all of your regrets from that night would just come rushing forth into the toilet. It would look something like this. Alright, so we kind of want to wait until after the explosions. And then run. But now that we're in it, we can't stop. There's no stopping. You just have to pray that you don't get hit and die. Alright, so we got our golden rune. Alright, we're just... Once you get up here, the first thing that we're going to do is we're not going to deal with that. We're going to go right to the church. And we're going to rest here. We got some stuff to deal with in the church, but we'll get to that in a second. But now that we're underneath it, we have a less likelihood of being hit by the magic. And so, once we're here, we'll go ahead and bring it down so it stops shooting the magic. I cast magic missile! I cast magic missile! That's the vibes I get from this. Man, I wish my magic missile did that sort of damage. That'd be great. Oh, we got stepped on. That sucks. It's all good. We'll just go back to the church. And we'll go by, we'll grab our runes before we get stepped on again. Fortunately, that means that we have the A, we lost the rune arc. And B, we have to do all that work again. In bringing the mausoleum down. Well, I guess. No, we didn't lose a rune arc yet on the way here because we didn't die. We got lucky. But we did use all of our flasks. Alright, so now that the mausoleum's down, let's go ahead and mark it up. And remember, this one had a bell, so this one gets a diamond. And this is the last mausoleum, by the way. So... diamond. It's good. And then we will go into the church. And we need to summon the Albinuric woman. And there will be a small space that you can sign here to summon her.
O young yet towering sister of ours, let the birthing droplet in and create life for us, for all the Albinurics. Thank you.
Go and talk to her.
I finally fulfilled my purpose. Our young yet towering sister will give us hope. Now that nothing, I will join, and when then you may.
Okay. All right, so from here, let's see, I should be able to level maybe. I can, just barely. Just barely is good enough. All right, and so before we dip out, we're gonna head over here and grab one more grace. Go ahead and grab yourself a golden seed. We don't need those anymore, but might as well. Go here. Grab the grace. And then we're going to go ahead and teleport all the way back here to Consecrated Snowfields. We're going to work our way through this portion here. So for the next episode, let's see, there, 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 and then all the way up here. And then for the next episode, we're going to want to grab our, where are, here. Okay. So there's that. So we'll go ahead and end the episode here, and I will see you all in the next one.